Talk about the decision to reset the company, kind of go back to scratch. Drastic move, risky. Talk to me about the thought process.
This is the tough part about it too, because and again, it's like when you're in the wrestling business, you really think differently. You can't think like a normal human being because you're in bizarro world. So from what I can remember, a lot of that, I think the concept of stripping the belts was Eric's concept, okay, which I was okay with. But then in the back of your mind, again, me being the head writer, him being the consultant, okay, even though it was his idea and I was behind it, I had no problem with it, in the back of your mind you're asking yourself, is he trying to set me up? Is he, if this doesn't work, is he going to go to Brad Siegel and say, well, this was Vince's idea? So now you're kind of working that way. So you just can't freely...
You can't be creative if you're always worrying about covering your ass.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
but taking that aside, do you think this was a good way to make a statement?
I do. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Discuss the specific angle, the Millionaires Club versus the New Blood. The talent involved. They're all willing to go along, happy with their role in this, being portrayed as the Millionaires Club, or did that make any guys feel a little, like you were saying, they were irrelevant and weren't?
Well, again, if it wasn't being known to me. Okay. Nobody was speaking up to me and telling me that.
Talk about becoming an on-air character. Now, here's a big. This is this something you suggest, or is it something Brad wanted?
Two things. Number one, I believe a long time ago, I believe Eric suggested it. Okay. Number two, the reason, honestly, why I did it was because, again, entertainment-wise, from an entertainment perspective, okay, I felt like half of the guys on the WCW roster sucked. Okay, honestly, from a character point of view, they sucked. They couldn't act their way out of a paper bag. And basically, my mentality was, if my rear end is on the line, I'm going to freaking go out there and do it myself, because I knew, being from New York, with my accent, having a big mouth, I knew I could do a better job than half of the roster from an entertainment point of view. So my whole philosophy was, you know what? If I'm going to be held responsible for this, and I'm going to be the one to go down for this, then I'm going to go out there and do it myself, and I'm not going to rely on these guys that I know can't do it. That was really the mentality.
How did your life change being on camera? Certainly everyone was talking about you in the wrestling business prior to this, but is there a greater level of recognition now?
Yeah, and I hated it. Yeah, I really hated it. I was living in Atlanta at the time, and I mean, every time I went out with my family, I would be recognized, and like the people who recognized me, like, bought 1,000% into the character. And I mean, a lot of times I would be with my kids who were, younger at the time, and I absolutely hated it.
Do you get heat from wrestlers feeling that you're taking away a spot?
Well, yeah, but you never get the heat to your face. You get the heat behind your back. I mean, that's definitely where, and again, my philosophy was, you know what? If you can go out there and make them hate you as much as they hate me, by all means, have at it.